This hot stove season just continues to roll. And when I mean roll, I mean get us closer to pitchers and catchers reporting on February the 9th. And what's going to happen between now and the start of the season, or maybe even during the season, for the Cubs to help this roster. Well, there's some moves that I want to talk about that we've covered on here, but we've got to keep watching. And I told you we'd do that, and we're doing that. First off, more on Alex Bregman. I'm going to give you the update there. Dylan Cease. Hey, Cubs are seen as a viable target to get the former Cubs farmhand. And more right here on the Cubs baseball channel. So like, subscribe, thumbs up. Thank you guys for being here. See you in the comments section. Let's get this party started. Go Cubs. Fly the W. We say, everybody, Mick Gillespie, Cubs baseball channel. We're brought to you by DraftKings. Got a big game coming up, Super Bowl 59, and we're going to talk about our promo code, which is CBC, $5 down, gets you $200 in bonus bets. Got to download DraftKings, and we'll get into that here coming up. But let me start with this, okay? You guys want to know, and you want to know what I think, and I'm going to tell you what I think. This Alex Bregman situation, it's got legs, and I don't think that the Cubs want to spend the money. But I do think that as it goes on and as it gets closer to the start of the season, that the options for Alex Bregman are starting to dry up, and the fit is better for him with the Cubs. Now, there's a lot of different factors when it comes to Bregman, and the first one is, did he really turn down 6 years, $156 million from the Astros, thinking that he was going to make $2 million, right? So did he turn down $156 million because he thought he was going to get $200 million? If he did that, I think that, to me, was a bad idea. And I don't know, but one of the problems that a lot of people have with the game is that people feel like the players are greedy. That, to me, seems like a very fair contract for his services, and I don't know that he's even going to get that same offer from anyone, let alone the Astros. Now, we'll find out. Is he worth it? I'm not saying he is or he isn't, but that seems like a fair deal. Now, the problem, and I got into this yesterday, is that the Astros now have Isaac Paredes they got from the Cubs. They also have Cam Smith, who they got from the Cubs. They're both third basemen. One guy that was a first-round pick, and one guy that's an all-star. So you got third base figured out if you're the Astros. Do you really want to spend $156 million or more to pay for a position you got covered? Okay, so let's just take them out of it. Then you start to look at other places. The Red Sox. Well, you're hearing rumors now that the Red Sox are talking to the Cardinals about getting Nolan Arenado in a trade. Well, if that happened, then you would not need to go out and spend this kind of money for Bregman. And one thing about the Red Sox that we've seen is that there's an unwillingness for them to go out and spend a bunch of money. They've kind of gone the opposite route of the Yankees and the Dodgers. They traded away Mookie Betts, one of the best players in the game, helped them, to win a World Series. And now he's with the Dodgers, helping them win World Series, right? They had him. They just didn't want to pay him. And you're seeing that they don't want to go out and spend $156 million for an Alex Bregman, but they're still in the mix. And reports are that they're kind of torn on this. And maybe other teams are torn on making this decision as well, because it is, 5 or 6 years potentially. So then you throw the Cubs in. Well, would they be willing to go 5 years? I don't know. How about 4 years? The problem that the front office has is credibility on these long contracts. This same front office, with obviously Jed being there, but not Theo, who was when they signed Hayward, but he was still part of that. Now, I don't know that he made the decision. You're the second guy. You're not. But whatever. You still, they overpaid Hayward, and it's the worst contract in Cubs history. Now you got Dansby Swanson. You just paid him a bunch of money, and last year he looked a lot like Jason Hayward, and that's not what you want. Now, I'm not saying he can't turn it around, and I sure hope he does. But the point is, when you go to ownership and you're saying, "Hey, we want to make this free agent buy, are you in or are you out?" A lot of that's going to hinge on their comfort with a front office that is under a 1-year contract. So with that said, I just feel like there's some legs to this. Cubs need a third baseman. Alex Bregman comes from a winning organization. I get it. He's a little bit up there in age. His play, I don't want to say that it's tailed off, but it's not what it was a few years ago. The older you get, the obviously since the steroids era, you do a curve, a bell curve. You go up and you come back down. Maybe he's coming back down. You get stuck with him for 5 years. You also have Matt Shaw, who is one of the highest rated prospects. He's a first round pick, and he can play that position. But if you put Bregman in there, who some people feel like is the heart and soul of the Astros, and he brings that kind of fire and intensity and demand to win, you can trade Nico Horner, and Matt Shaw can play second base if you want to get him in there. Matt Shaw played shortstop in college. He can play everywhere. You could teach him how to play the outfield. He's a really good athlete. So are the Cubs seriously considering Bregman? I think the answer is yes. And I want to say no because I feel like in my heart they don't want to spend the money. But at the same time, as you look at it and it gets further and further down the road, and maybe the market is coming back towards them, which is something that I've got to give Jed Hoyer a lot of credit on. We saw him do this last year. It feels like it's coming back down towards the Cubs. So we'll see. I just think that where there's smoke, there's fire. And for Bregman, he wants to play for the Cubs from the reports, and why wouldn't you? And if the Red Sox are going to make a deal for Nolan Arenado, well, then if you're the Cubs, maybe this is the deal that you get. Or maybe he's willing to do a deal like we saw last year with Bellinger, where he gets paid a lot. He's got opt-outs. And if the Cubs don't like it, they can just sell him to another team, maybe take a little bit of a hit, right? That to me seems like a fair possibility. But if he turned down or his agent turned down the 6 years, $156 million, and he can't find a job, man, that'd be totally misreading the market. So we'll see what happens. There's still a long way to go. And there's reports that the Tigers are interested here. Toronto's interested here, but how interested? And could the Cubs pull off a deal in this? I think that where there's smoke, there's fire. And I feel like there's some smoke here. Super Bowl 59 is right around the corner, and it's the perfect time to get in on the action with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, they're giving all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. This is your shot to make every last play a moment to be remembered. Don't wait. Download the DraftKings app now and sign up using the promo code CBC. The crown is yours. Stay in on all the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at even bigger payouts. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games right as they happen, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not available in your state yet, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings app now. New customers use my promo code CBC and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code CBC only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Cubs get set to take on the Dodgers to start the season in Japan, and Dave Roberts has said that the Cubs won't face Shohei Ohtani in Japan. Yep. Won't have to worry about the 3-time MVP as a pitcher. You'll see him as a hitter, but he's not going to start in the series. Now, he's coming back from arm surgery, and they're taking their time with him returning. I don't know that that's going to help the Cubs at all. The Dodgers already have Yamamoto, so I'm sure that he is going to get a shot to pitch against the Cubs in Japan, and who knows who else. Sasaki, maybe you see him. I'm sure for the Cubs, they're gonna pitch Shota, and then who knows else. Maybe the other guy that they're gonna pitch is someone that's not on the team right now. Could it be Dylan Cease? The Dylan Cease talk continues as the Cubs and the Padres keep getting linked together in a deal. Cease has 1 year left. I think the Cubs would love to have him split Shota Imanaga and then, obviously Justin Steele or vice versa in the rotation with that right-hander that could come in and be a difference maker. And I feel like the Cubs have some good starters, but I don't feel like they have a difference maker. And what would the deal look like for the Cubs going back the other way? Could you drop a Jameson Tyone going back that direction? Would you have to give up someone young like Jordan Wicks? I mean, I don't know what the situation's going to be for the Padres. Do they want to go younger? Could it be Ben Brown, who we saw pitch dominant last year, but then get hurt? Or as some reports suggest, do the Padres want Owen Casey back? I think they do. I mean, who wouldn't want the guy? He is a top-notch prospect and an outfielder, but you just keep hearing that the Cubs are a viable contender to get Cease. So Cease has been traded a lot. Cubs to the White Sox to the Padres, and now the Padres maybe back to the Cubs. Well, this is one where you go, if you want to really contend for a championship, you get a guy like this, everybody stays healthy, and then all of a sudden you feel like, hey, we're putting a rotation out there that you're not going to want to face. And the one of the things I like, and I shouldn't say the one thing, but one of the things I love about Craig Counsell is I love the way that he uses starting pitching. And I saw it in Milwaukee, and I thought he did a good job of that last year. So having a weapon like Cease, I think would really benefit this Cubs team moving forward. So that's where we are right now. Thank you guys for being here on the channel. Again, take advantage of our promo code CBC, $5 down, get you $200 in bonus bets when you download that DraftKings app, and get ready for the big game, the Super Bowl. The Eagles and the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are trying to be the first team to win 3 Super Bowls. They're not the first team to play in 3 straight Super Bowls. Believe it or not, it was the Miami Dolphins that did it, that played. They lost to Dallas, and then they came back and they beat Washington and they beat the Vikings, I believe. So that was like way back in the day. Anyhow, thanks for hanging out on the show. Get in the comments section. Tell me what you guys think, and we'll do it again tomorrow. We'll keep on time. Unless something breaks. Hey, we signed Bregman. Get a trade for Cease. Just plan on coming right here because I'm going to jump on immediately to talk to you guys. So thanks for being here, and keep a lot of hope around this Cubs team. I'm feeling a lot of momentum. A lot of you guys don't want to believe it, but when Pacoda tells you you're going to win the Central, hey, I know we haven't played a game yet. We haven't even seen this team practice, but it does give me faith and hope. So let's go. Thanks, guys. Go Cubs.